Welcome to The Know, I'm Brian. All right, let's start off with the big news of the day. Of course, that is that the open world Star Wars game has been canceled. It's done. Another one bites the dust. That's according to Kotaku, which broke the story. Now, you might remember that this project, which was being developed at EA's office in Vancouver, it was announced back in 2017 when EA infamously canceled another Star Wars game that was shut down along with Visceral Games. Now, at the time, EA said that its Vancouver studio would keep some of the assets from the Visceral game, which was codenamed Ragtag, and was headed up by former Uncharted director Amy Hennig. The most recently canceled project, we got to keep track here because EA has canceled a lot of Star Wars projects. It was apparently codenamed Orca. It was in the early stages, and it involved you playing as some sort of bounty hunter or scoundrel type who could explore various planets. It was open world. This is all, again, according to Kotaku, but apparently, good news, no layoffs involved with this cancellation, and EA does have a smaller scale Star Wars project coming in 2020. Now, of course, this means that Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which is being developed by Respawn, that's one of the few games in development left. Hopefully, one day somebody besides EA will have the Star Wars license. I'm just gonna say it. They're not doing a lot with it. Give it to somebody else, please. I'm begging you.
Yes. Amy Hennig is a boss.
She's a boss. All right, if you want to try the Battle Royale Blackout mode in Black Ops 4, but you haven't yet, there is a free trial that starts tomorrow that will let you test it out. Activision and Treyarch made the announcement in a video. It will last for a full week, and it's open to PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 players. Now, as part of the trial, you'll get all the characters, the location, the weapons, and the gear from across the series. Meanwhile, the 1.11 update for consoles, it was released yesterday. It's got new featured playlists, and it adds Elevation and Madagascar to the map rotation if you're a Season Pass holder. They also added a better console looting interface for Blackout. That was very much needed. They also debuted gauntlets and new elixirs in zombies mode for PS4 players. The update will come to PC later this week. All right, reviews are in for Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, the delightfully punky franchise from Suda51. Drumroll. They're kind of so-so. It's kind of a bummer. I was looking forward to this. I love the No More Heroes franchise. But this one, it's got a 71 on Metacritic, 73 on OpenCritic, which basically says some critics liked it, others didn't. Game Informer was a fan. They wrote, Travis Strikes Again finds a good balance between fun, approachable action, and reveling in Suda51 and Grasshopper's signature style. It's not the most intricate action game out there, but the simple combat works well as a vessel for several one-off moments that elevate it above its simple premise. They went on to say, it's more of a prelude than a main event, but both on its own and as a sign to things to come, Travis Strikes Again is a promising return to form. It's also shorter than I thought. I read some reviews that said it's only like an 8-hour playthrough, so maybe not like a fully featured game. IGN, though, said that while it has the eccentric charm of previous games in the series, its repetitive hack and slash gameplay doesn't feel nearly as great as previous entries in the series. They also said it had too much water, just too much water for them. And Eurogamer said to avoid it, calling it a limp arcade action game amidst a sea of mindless references. Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe I like mindless references, Eurogamer. Did you ever think about that? Anyway, it's out Friday for the Switch. I'm probably going to try it anyway. Super Smash Ultimate came out last month, and it got off to a very quick start. In fact, it sold more than 5 million copies in its first week. That's according to Nintendo President Shuntaro Furukawa, who made those comments to a Japanese newspaper. Needless to say, that is very good news for Nintendo, which continues to see big sales from the Switch. Furukawa also said that the Switch, in terms of games, is seeing the fastest software sales of any home console in Nintendo's history. That is pretty huge. Quite a turnaround for Nintendo from the days of the Wii U. I've been playing Smash for the last few days. I've been maining Little Mac for some reason. I just like punching things. He's terrible in the air, but man, he can punch. I'm a Little Mac guy. You can roast me in the comments for that. I know you will. All right, the last episode of the final season of The Walking Dead is due out March 26th. Obviously, this last season has been through a lot with the collapse of Telltale Games last year, but Skybound Games, which is owned by Robert Kirkman, who actually started Walking Dead back in the comics, they have stepped in to finish it up, and they really have. They've gotten down to business. Skybound says that the last episode will release March 26th for PC, PlayStation 4, Switch, and Xbox One. Episode 3 of the series, which is called Broken Toys, released yesterday. Big time props to Skybound for stepping in and finishing this up. Man, they're like Brandon Sanderson when it comes to video games. That's a fantasy novel reference. Some of y'all will get it, some of you won't. Anyway, that is all the news we've got for you today. Let us know what you think about all these stories down in the comments below. And for all your news from every corner of the internet, like this video, subscribe to The Know.
Man, you know, it's almost like maybe Skybound Games has actually got their shit together, and maybe Telltale Games failed because management couldn't figure out how to put out a game on a regular
Maybe
basis.
Skybound didn't try to do 20 big name projects at
What?
once. Just an idea.
Oh my God.
Just an idea for future developers out there from someone who has no development experience at all. See you tomorrow.